Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Quibble Hour 2.0. Now, filmed.
Now in colour.
Now in colour. And for the people watching, peace.
You're being mental.
Oh, it's hard to work out.
I know. It's just a pod
I
that
like
then
to
they
play
can
to the
see.
camera.
I know you do. You're a big show pony. Listeners, you can't see it. Well, you will later down the track. But he's raising his eyebrows. He's
As
rolling
high as
his
they go.
eyes.
My eyebrows are off my head.
Okay, we need to address the elephant in the room. You're going to be burping this whole
I'm
time.
always burping.
Tell.
I had a number of dinners.
And
I
you-
was caught between two dinners.
I was caught between a rock
dinner
and
and
a
a
hard
hard
place.
place. I was caught between a dinner and another dinner. Because I have these raviolis from Aldi. You got to get them. They're amazing.
How much are they?
$4
Shit.
per ravioli.
Straight out of Italy.
Yeah. But then, so I open up the pack, and then you can't have the whole pack by yourself. That's way too many raviolis. So I have about 3/4 of the pack, and then I put them in a little Tupperware container. And then I don't want them to sit in the fridge for ages. So now this is sort of a quibble. I'm like, what do I do with these last 6 or 7 ravioli? So I added that on to my other dinner, because 6 or 7 ravioli is not enough for a dinner. That's not enough. So, when do I eat them?
You can't
Because if you would have the whole packet by yourself, you'd feel disgusting.
What about like one a day?
1 ravioli a day. What do I got to boil the kettle? That's,
Put it in a mug. How much?
yeah,
water?
at the office, everyone thinks you're drinking tea.
But you've just
Had-
you're heating up a ravioli in a mug of boiling water. And then you drain it, and
Yeah.
then you put it in a little bowl.
Yeah, and then you say, "Hey, it doesn't." What's the saying?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
You don't have to be crazy to work it,
it,
but it helps.
And then you eat 1 ravioli.
Oh, that's
Oh.
So then, what's the other dinner that was on top of?
That my other dinner is my usual thing that I eat 15 times a week.
For flavor, cost, and ease.
Yeah, brown rice, vegetables, and a bit of chicken, and throw an egg on top for a bit of fun. Now you have to watch the video. So watch Jenna piss the bed.
You know on YouTube, those videos of celebrities like, what I eat in a day, and like the 10 things that important to me. That's so funny to know that, like, what's behind Ben Caution.
So I've had a lot of dinners.
I came home and you're like groaning and grumpy, and you're like, I'm full.
Such a glutton. Oh, I've had too many dinners. Feel sick.
It's just the funniest sentence ever. And also, you had a giant lunch today.
Yeah,
Or maybe I just did.
you did.
Not you.
Not me.
Okay.
I had a petite lunch. A petite men's lunch. God, it's good to be back
In the saddle.
in the saddle. Thank you to all the Quibble heads who came to my show. They were so nice.
So nice.
They were all lovely people.
It's
They
so-
were the best crowds. They were giggling,
It's
laughing. Everyone else was scum.
Yeah.
Everyone else who doesn't listen to the podcast who came to my show, thank you, but you're scum. No, they were nice as well. But the
But-
Quibble heads especially.
Especially nice.
Yeah. And then I promised all of them, I said, oh, God, I feel so bad. We've got to do more episodes.
Yeah.
I said, we'll do them, I swear. And they said, we'll see.
Wow, they
Which
have
is fair.
healthy distrust.
Yeah, I think that's fair. More than fair.
I think it's so beautiful. All the Quibbleheads interacting in the group and posting about it.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful, crazy space. I did this interview with this band called These New South Wales. And when I would host summer nights, when I was like losing my mind and doing Ready for the first time all by myself, and you're playing the songs, and every time I'd play a song from this band especially, only this band, was the only time I would get texts. Like, it was the only time people would be like, oh my God, love these guys, love this song. They would tweet, and I remember being like, this is great. Like, what kind of band, like, what the hell is going on? And then I finally got to talk to them and interview them for like a version, and they're the coolest guys. They have their own like show on Comedy Central that's like mockumentary style. They know Aaron Chant, they like know all our friends, Becky, Cam, like they're like really cool, funny guys who are just also really talented musicians. And then I got to tell them that, and they were just saying the way they spoke about their fans was just like, we've got the best fan. Like, they're just awesome, and they have a Patreon, and they do a podcast, and they like, I don't know, like, just they're so loved and celebrated. And they were just saying like, it's such a beautiful, and I was just like, that's how I feel about the Quibble heads. Like, when you carve out your own little piece of the world, it's like enough. It's really so beautiful.
I'd live on Quibblehead Island any day of the week.
Totally. So that's the earnest part out of the way. Now time to talk about piss and shit. Butthole. Ass. I've got so many words for us to spur off into different things before we get into quibbles. Do you have any?
Did you write down that guy we thought of?
Of course I've written them down.
Okay, great.
We need to tell the story of Barry Kuglof. You lead the way.
All right, we're in Newtown. We're walking up and down the street. It was the exact same scenario when we saw the guy in the wig in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah. Did we tell that on the pod?
Yeah.
Just for context, if you're like, what the hell are you talking about? We once were walking in Melbourne, and like in a movie, Ben and I clocked the same interesting person walk by us at the exact same time without talking, like as a beautiful beat. And why was he so crazy?
He had the most obvious wig of all time. It was a centimeter above his eyebrows.
And he was rocking it.
Oh, yeah.
He thought no one knew.
And you had a driver recently who had the craziest wig of all time. And we only haven't posted it because you like it. You thought he was a really nice guy.
I mean, hopefully both can be mutually exclusive of like, this was one of the kindest men I've ever met who was so polite, so sweet. He was my driver for something, and he was wishing me the most beautiful wishes and blessing me and just totally like adored him. And I was so grateful. But then at the same time, he had the craziest
It's insane.
Wig, like a carpet, like a mat.
It's worse than the one we saw. I've seen
totally
it. It's
is.
like, you know, when you like wear a hat a bit tilted to the side. It's like if the wig was tilted a bit to the side, like not flush on his head.
And it's so interesting because you're
and it was high. It's a high. And what? Like there's like you can see the gap. You can see it's crazy.
I mean, let us know if you want to see it, but it can't be.
They do want to see it. Obviously, we love this guy. I've never met him, but he's a great guy. We're not teasing him. We're empowering him to wear the worst wig.
He should be a model.
Yeah.
But it was just so interesting in psychology. So, anyways, same kind of moment. Ben and I are walking down the street, King Street in Newtown, Sydney, and we see a guy. I'll just say from my perspective, had the widest shoulders of all time. like Frankenstein vibes.
Yeah.
How would you
I didn't clock that initially. I just clocked that he was like short, had a long, like not a trench coat.
Yeah, he had
it was like a coat.
The boxiest coat.
Box.
Like
he looked like a small box.
He looks like a rectangle.
Yeah. And he just looked like very Russian to me. He looked like he should have been wearing one of those furry hats that the Russians wear. He
honestly, you know why? It's because he stood out. It's like he came from a different dimension.
Yeah.
And he was just walking among us.
He looked like he should be in a movie.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like a character, a full-on character.
Yeah.
And we were like, we were then laughing about it of like, this guy's the most Russian guy ever. And we came up with the name.
Barry Kuglof.
Barry Kuglof. And we just talk about him all the time.
Yeah, that's a new
thing we've got going on.
That's a new thing for us that we've got going on.
Okay. Another thing I think we really need to get into is my love for the continuous call team. Do you want to add some context?
No, you just randomly came home one night and you're like,
oh, okay. I'll start the story.
Okay.
So Ben, if you didn't already know, Ben, of his loves, is tennis a love? Not really.
Not really.
It's more comedy.
Yeah.
And then the second love, or even equal first, is NRL. this man lives, eats, breathes, and it's so funny because you're so creative, but you're also like so jockey. Like it's so funny. Like, you know, you do that thing that you have your fantasy team,
Yep.
and the only thing I hear him ever talk about longer than one word with his brother and his dad is NRL. They speak in a beautiful language, like Shakespearean. They're just talking. And you watch all the game, like you're obsessed. So. Also, so getting to live with you and stuff is I've gotten to come across some of the world of NRL, which isn't just the games. We're talking Freddie and the Eight. That's a hit TV show.
Kinchetta loves Freddie and the Eight.
And that's hosted by Freddie,
Brad Fittler and Andrew Johns.
Fittler and Andrew Johns, who are like legend players.
Yeah.
And what's so funny is when I'll see it on, you know, obviously I'm like rolling my eyes. I'm like, oh, footy. But then I'm like, I'll listen a bit and I'm like, these guys are funny. These guys have got something going on.
Absolutely.
I absolutely do. And so I think that's so cool and romantic. And then all of a sudden, if Ben is driving and he wants to listen to the game, he'll chuck on the football. And then I'm like, oh, kill me. But then these commentators.
On AM.
On AM.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
AM is like, it sounds so bad.
Totally.
There's like always a buzzing noise. Like it sounds like you're listening to radio in the 1940s.
Totally. But you're so obsessed you want to listen.
Yeah.
And then again, I'll be listening and I'm like, these guys have got something going on. Now, but you know, I'd never by choice listen to it.
Mm.
Ben goes away for a month. Longest we've been apart. I get a radio, an FM AM radio. And I'm just clicking around on the sounds because I want to start listening to radio instead of just like music all the time. And lo and behold, I get on something called the Continuous Call Team.
It's a great name.
It's a great
It's a great
literally
name.
can't stop saying
The
it.
Continuous Call Team.
Because what's funny is I didn't know that's what it was called. I just started listening to the fellas.
Yeah.
And I'm now, again, I wasn't even listening for the footy. I was listening for the freaking guys. So
These guys.
freaky. Like, oh my God, you've got the main one who like sort of leads the pack and he's a bit serious, but he's also like so enigmatic. And the way he describes what's happening in footy, he's got me by the neck. And then you've got the funny guy who's called,
The Big Man.
The Big Man.
In all the Lowe's ads.
Who I didn't connect the dots, but I'm like, this guy is throwing out like an improviser. He's throwing out funny, crazy things, and they have such a rapport, you can tell, and they're going back and forth, and like, it's just so funny. I'm alone in my house. I feel like a widower. Ben isn't here, and I feel so close to you and connected to you, listening to this thing about football, and then that's when I hear it's called the Continuous Call Team. And I go, what a name, what a bunch of fellas. And then I get Googling, and he's the guy from the Lowe's ad.
Yeah.
And he's awesome.
He's great. Conchetta's going to leave Triple J. She's going to join the Continuous Call Team. You'd be great with them.
I think I'd be great with them. Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, and I'd love them. You know I'd love them.
Oh, boy.
Oh, but
You'd leave me for the Big Man.
And just like, I don't know, I told you about it, and I've never seen you more excited. I think you...
Imagine my excitement when Conchetta all of a sudden goes, you know what I listen to? Out of the blue. The Continuous Call Team. I'm like, how did you even find them? How did you find these fellas?
I'm so grateful they're out there doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
You know, in a way, they're like in the dark. You know, like they're no Carl
Hard to
Sanderlands.
find, yeah.
But if you love NRL, I guess are these are the guys?
They're
like would
the
they be
elite.
so respected
Oh, yeah.
fully?
Yeah.
That's so. Do you think people see them in the street and get photos of them?
I mean, I would.
Oh, that's so. And don't you reckon they'd be great over at ours for dinner?
Yeah, I think the Big Man would maybe... He'd be impressed that I ate 2 dinners tonight. You're like, that's my guy.
Anyway, so that's just a plug for those guys. If you want to give it a go,
Give
and
it
you
a go.
don't even have
Check
to be
them out.
a footy fan.
No.
Surely they do a podcast.
Oh, I wish.
Okay. Want me to go to something else or get into quibbles?
I don't know what's on your crazy phone.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. Sometimes it just becomes a shopping list of our favorite
Yeah.
phrases and hit riffs that we've got it on.
Yeah. 1, 2, buckle my shoe is
Or what we describe sex.
sex. Giving me a 1, 2, buckle my
Ben
shoe.
either says that or he says polish me off.
I like to think of a shoe with a buckle. That's a classy shoe. If we ever do a live ep, I'll be wearing buckled shoes.
God, that's good.
Should I go to my list?
Please go to your list.
All right. Here's a quibble from me. So I was in Melbourne when we were apart. I went to the closest cafe near me, and it was like not even a cafe. It's like, you know when a shop is like a hole in the wall?
Yeah.
Like the shop is like this big and that deep.
Whoa.
Have you ever seen that?
I don't understand. Is it next to other shops?
Yeah, it's like the size of like a cupboard. And there's a guy in there just making coffees.
Oh, it's a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't a cafe.
I blacked out. I thought you were talking about a shop. You were talking about a...
Yeah.
Got it. I'm with you. They don't need that much space to make coffee.
They didn't. They're just making coffee over here. Just making a mochaccino. So there's a guy in there in the like little cupboard there, and I got a coffee, and he's chatting to me, and he's talking, and then I asked him a question, and then like it was clearly like he'd just started this little coffee place, and he was just talking about his like business and what he had to do that day for ages. Like it just went way beyond small talk, where he's telling me like the nitty gritty of this new app he's like trying to use, and he's like, I need to get a new thing with the square, and I'm trying to sync it up, and I'm making this website, and the website's good, it's not great yet, I need to work on it, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be working on the web, but like this for like 5 minutes, to the point where he's giving me my coffee, and I'm just there, just like, yeah, like,
Wow.
and I had nothing to do that day, but I could have.
You could have had that 5 minutes back.
Yeah, I could have listened to the continuous call there. And it's just like, that's too much.
It's too much.
That's too much. That's beyond. Once you've given me my coffee, I'm sorry, but you have to stop speaking.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. I'm giving you the light. The light is the fact that the coffee's in my hand. And then I was like, all right, I'll give him one more chance. Went back there.
Ask him another question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went back the next day. Longer.
No.
I'm there for longer.
Are you kidding?
He's giving me my coffee. I'm there watching him do like a one-man show about all the business, and he's like, it's just me here, and I've got to get employees, but I want to get the right employees, and I've got to do the right.
Making me stressed.
And I'm just like, yeah, okay.
I think he thinks you're best friends now. You've been there 3 times.
Like he was talked so much, I didn't go back.
Yeah. Wow. Business note. Quiet now.
Yeah.
A little less.
Exhibit A.
A little
Zip
less
it.
conversation. A little more coffee.
Yeah, a little mocha. A little more mocha. Yeah.
Wow.
It was, I mean, come on. That's too much.
No, it's too much. And that's so funny you say that, because I had a conversation very recently, within the last 48 hours, where I was asking someone about a project they were doing, and they just went for so long into details about stuff. And you know me, I'm so open, but it was just, again, it was like feeling like, oh, this is, it's like juggling a ball, like walking on quicksand. You should be running across it for just this kind of conversation, especially for a stranger. But now we're sinking, and like we're not having a D&M, you know?
Yeah.
Pull the feet out, keep going.
Yeah, read the room.
A little bit. And I mean, again, something I was thinking is, I'm like, do you think this is more a them thing than an us thing? Like, is it more like you just get on a roll of venting, and it's whereas like, you know, when you're telling a story and you're so conscious of like, are they bored? Is this the right person? Do you think like it must be the catharsis overrides the social awareness of being like, oh, I shouldn't be telling a stranger, but you just get on a roll and you just keep going, so you don't fucking care anymore.
Yeah.
You don't care that you're like passing social normities and you're making this guy stand for 10 minutes. Like, I think that's what it must be.
Is he doing that to everyone, or just like
I don't know.
Like, imagine that, just telling everyone the same story. Oh, the website, I got to get the website, and I got to do this, and I got to get the employees.
You're probably right. Like, you know, those people who just go on and on about themselves and being a victim all the time. It could be that, or
he seemed nice.
Or it could
I'll
just
give him
be
that.
Or it could just
not interesting, but nice.
Yeah. Different, mate.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was.
I'm sure it's relatable, and we're not saying he's evil or anything.
Yeah.
We're just being like, oh mate, it was a bit much.
It's a bit much, mate. Just want to get a little piccolo here. Come on.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Love this stuff.
What is... Oh, so this one annoyed me so much. So, because I was in, like, the city a lot in Melbourne, walking around the city, there's people everywhere. So I don't get it as much here, around the burbs, when we're in Sydney. But in the city, there's people everywhere. And I'm like, oh, I'm a fast walker. I'm in business. When I walk, I'm really going...
Walking.
Really walking. Not doing anything else.
Mm.
And so, like, I'm, like, walking past people a lot. You know, everyone's going at a leisurely pace. It annoys me so much when, like, somehow... Two things annoy me. The first thing that annoys me is when somehow one person is taking up an entire walkway.
Oh,
Like, they're walking... Maybe they have, like, 2 bags of shopping and they're just, like, their arms are this wide. I'm like, you don't have to take up the entire walkway. That's one thing that annoys me. The other thing that annoys me is, like, this happened a lot. I try, like, pass someone on their right and they're walking slowly and then they're not walking straight, they're fading to the right. So I'm trying to go around them and then, they've cut me off like we're in the Formula One. And I'm like, all right, I'll go to their left. Oh, they're fading over to the left now. So I was like, what is going on? It feels like they're doing it intentionally, even though I know they're not. I'm like, can't I just walk? If you're going to walk slowly, walk straight.
Yeah.
Enough for this slowly fade. Oh my God, it annoyed me so much.
That's so funny.
Thank you.
I've no notes. I totally agree with you. Walking is its own politics.
Oh, it's crazy walking out there.
You have to be on.
That's why, you know, when they say, hey, I'm walking here.
That's where it
That's where it
originated
comes from. Because I wanted to say that a couple of times.
I think you could have pulled it off.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Can I say something? And this is crazy because this feels hypocritical. But I remember when I was in school, you know, when you'd walk down from school to the station, girls are walking in like 3s, 4s across. They're like literally the whole path. They're like, you know, that's how you want to walk. If you're like watching Sex and the City, they're not walking 2 by 2. They're walking 4 in a line. The 4 girlies like talking to each other, and the school would have to constantly be like, people are complaining. There's like a million kids are walking down the path. They're not caring about anyone else, and they're like, it's a problem. You have to walk. You can't take over the whole sidewalk. And so
they should have had that in Sex and the City. The girls are having a conversation and I'm walking behind them. Like, get out of the way, gals. Enough. You're taking up the whole sidewalk. I'm walking here. Stop talking about sex and the city.
Anyway, so that's something that's been bothering me in that same vein of like trying to walk around and like get fast. Oh, couples and 3s, like bunches of friends walking 4 across. Oh, I'm just like, like there's nowhere for me to go.
Yeah.
And then when you're like, and then I gotta go in the middle and it's awkward and that you're like close, but there's like a bit of a gap or like I gotta go around. And then it's so funny because on the other end, I wouldn't want to do it any other way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, of course you want to be in a line.
Absolutely.
So that's just what it's like to be a human.
Oh.
Now, are these your quibbles?
Yeah.
Can I throw one in before another one of yours? Okay. I have a quibble with gum.
Oh my God. She's going there. Everyone's been too afraid to talk about it.
Okay. So I'm famously I think people are either in the gum camp or they're in the dissolvable mint camp.
Fisherman's friends.
Yeah. And I've always been a mint. I love that it goes away.
What about the new thing, the chewable gum?
That you can eat?
Yeah.
Yeah, love that.
Wow.
I don't think... What about you?
Don't love it. The texture's just...
Oh, it's a bit grainy.
Bit in between.
Good call.
Mm.
They haven't perfected it, let's say
They
that.
haven't perfected it. Sorry, Eclipse. Get back to the drawing board.
Anyway, so I've always been a mint girly, and then I accidentally bought gum.
How do you accidentally buy something? I'll get a can of Coke. Ma'am, that's actually a packet of gum. What? Oh, sorry. I mean, yeah, I'll get this.
I I actually can't remember, but it was like a big deal in my head. That like I think I just thought that's fine.
And the
then I
guy
was
behind
like, wait, I hate gum.
the guy behind the register was like, hold on a second. You're Conchetta Carissa, right? You famously are a mint girl. And he thought that, but he didn't say it.
He didn't want to be creepy.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, I was like, okay, I bought this. Seriously, accidentally bought this big thing of gum, and I'm like, well, I got to start using it. So I had the gum, and I'm walking around town, and this is why it remembered me like a kick in the cunt. Of like why I hate gum.
Yeah.
Is that it's like we're all having fun. Gum's really flavorful, right?
Yeah. She's
And
doing
then
something with her finger, everyone who's
I'm
listening. Her fingers are to the left, and it's up near her head. And now what's going to happen
Ready?
with it?
Steep drop off.
Whoa, shit, like a waterfall.
like a roller coaster ride. It's like yum 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 chewing and it's yummy. Bang! I want it out of my mouth now.
Yeah, and
I hate it.
And it's like,
Get it.
ouch, my jaw hurts. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
To me, it's like the flavor when it's gone, it becomes so like grating
Yeah,
that I need it out of my mouth now. And then guess what?
you throw it at someone.
No. Now you have a burden of
Where's
when
the
you're
bin?
out and about. Where's the bin? Do you know how many places you can't find a bin?
Whenever you want a bin, there's no bin there.
Whenever
That's
you want
another
a bin,
quibble.
there's no bin. And then guess what? These gum doesn't have a little paper, so there's like,
Yep.
and that's what. And now I go, and then in that moment I go, so this is why there's gum around the city, around town.
Yes.
Because there's no bin. So then I'm sorry, but I was in a Glassons and I stuck it behind the mirror.
No!
I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore.
Where's my phone?
It tasted
I've got to call
so
the
bad.
police.
So that's what I'm trying to say, Ben. Of like, gum, I'll never go back because two things are bad. Mint, by the time the flavor's gone, it's dissolved. It's gone. It's in your tummy. It's in your tummy.
You never just have like the mint is in the form of a mint, but there's no flavor.
That's
That's
right.
just
And you gotta flick it somewhere. You gotta throw it in a gutter, throw it
Yeah.
in someone's hair. The gum is like, it just, I wish that I could think of a better metaphor, but like the gum goes so high and then falls so quick and so fast, and it's a nightmare. And I have like this gum, and I can't stop thinking about the gum, and now I've lit it, and you want to call the cops. Like,
Yeah.
it's a night, and, so
And you
I
can't swallow it. That'll kill your tummy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I have a whole box of them. Maybe there could be a giveaway for the Quibble heads. I don't want it. What do you reckon about gum?
Thank you for asking. I like gum. I like to chew it. It makes you look freaking cool as fuck. It does.
You know what?
Do you see someone going, yeah, my name's Ted.
Lasso.
I was going to say Lasso.
I know you.
Fuck. No, my name's Ted Mickey.
You did one better.
Yeah. I'm a cowboy.
Okay, any other?
And I drive a Ford Focus.
Wait. Can I just say, I'll only accept gum when we get Willy Wonka's never loses its
Never
flavor.
loses
gum.
its flavor. That's a terrible name. Willy Wonka's never loses his flavor ever. I swear. Was that your gum thing?
I just can't believe you've given me nothing.
I think gum's cool.
What about the flavor? Have
Yeah,
you never
spit
been
it out.
Where?
A bin.
What if there's no bin?
You wait till you find a bin somewhere.
But
Or you
that's
put
the
it behind your
horrible
ear.
torture of like chewing this thing that's gross without.
I mean,
it's
I don't think it affects me as much as it affects you to chew something that doesn't have flavor for maybe 3 minutes.
Okay, Gundy, favorite gum flavor.
Grape.
Grape
No,
Hubba Bubba?
no, I like classic peppermint.
Is that the green or the blue?
Blue.
Ugh, I'm green all the way.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got a refined palate.
Next.
Next. Shepherd avocados. These things frickin' suck.
Mm.
You know, what are the two ones? Haas? Haas is the one that's like black.
They're better, right?
Better. Shepherd are the ones that are green. this avocado freaking stinks. You get it from wherever you get your groceries. It's hard as a rock. It's hard as a rock for about 6 days. When do I want my avocado? Oh, in 6 days. No, said no one ever. Am I right? And then, all of a sudden, it's soft as a...
Nuns.
No, you can't use that for everything. Soft as a soft serve. It's soft as hell. There is no good period for the shepherd avocado.
Yeah.
It's hard as a rock forever.
And then it's rotten.
And then it's disgusting. It's like pours out like a liquid smoothie avocado. I think they should discontinue the shepherd avocado.
I don't mind the shepherd avocado.
Oh, come on.
I like to chew them crunchy. I like my avos.
And I have done that. Right, you know,
That's
and I bet
bad.
everyone has, where you're a little bit impatient. You're like, I want a goddamn avocado now. I've already waited 4 days. It must be ready. You feel it a little bit. It's a little bit soft. You slice it open. It's not soft. It's hard as a rock. You smear it on the piece of toast. The toast is crumbling. The toast is ripping apart. So you dice up the hard shepherd avocado like a sashimi chef, and then you have little cubes of avocado, and then you're like, maybe this will make it softer, and you smear the tiny little cubes, and your toast is all over the plate, and you've made a huge mess, and it drives me banana sandwich.
That's so crazy. Can I say an adjoining quibble related to avos?
Yeah.
When I was away filming the show, and I'm not trying to complain, but like maybe this is interesting. But they would give me for breakfast avo on toast. I've never seen this before. I'd get 2 pieces of toast, and like not the thick sourdough. Now I'm burping. Not the thick sourdough. The like square kind of soft.
Oh yeah.
White bread, but it's not white. It might be a bit brown or whatever. And then on top, each slice is a whole half of avo.
What?
The whole half, pretty much like, you know how you slice, kept in the slices a little bit, like impossible to eat, like a big hammock.
Oh my god.
I had to say one of the days to like the girl who was like the runner, who I was like, I'm so sorry to be a diva, but like, can I get like less avo?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like squash it down.
Oh.
Like, it was is that not crazy?
Yeah.
It was the worst way to have avo on toast. Like, bananas.
I feel like people never get avocado amounts right.
It
Like
was
you're
like
at a
really-
cafe and you're like, could I get avocado? And it's $7 and you get like one thin slice.
Yeah.
Or it's $7 and they put a
whole
whole
thing.
a whole avocado
And
on
it's
your
not
plate.
ergonomic. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like, have you had avo on toast before? Would you eat it like this?
Yeah.
Would you be at home and put a
Ask
whole
yourself
half,
this
you
question.
strip out the whole
Would you
half
do this?
and you just stick it on top
Yeah.
and go,
Yeah. Nobody wants an avocado like
That's
this
like
thick.
literally the half. Like, you could carve it out, don't even cut it, don't even do anything, plonk it on top.
Oh.
How's that fair? So
far
that's
out.
funny.
So
that's avo sorted.
That's Avo's done. We bloody got them.
How long are we up to? Wow.
Wow. God.
Flies by when you're
We're
having
back
fun.
and we're bigger than ever.
Okay, should I see if I have one?
Yeah.
This is a road one. Okay. You know when there's a pedestrian crossing?
Yes.
We've all
Your
been
Honor.
there.
I know.
At a pedestrian crossing, you know, you when you're driving, you're so wary of like anyone walking by who's doing a lot of like, oh, is someone about to go out? I don't want to kill someone, right? Have you noticed that sometimes people are just standing? They're not intending to cross the pedestrian crossing, but they're standing, they're on their phone, they're like waiting for a mate. And I go, that's so confusing. Wait anywhere else. Don't wait at the fucking pussy of the pedestrian crossing.
The what?
With the opening flaps. Because it is, I'm like, the amount of like, I'm like slowing and they're like, and they're on their phone and I'm like, oh, okay. And then,
Yeah.
Can we just
you
say
can't be
don't-
within 5 meters of it. Okay?
truly.
You shouldn't
You
be allowed
shouldn't.
to. That should be a A
literal
similar crime
rule.
as jaywalking.
Totally.
If you are 5 meters within a pedestrian
and you're
crossing,
dawdling,
and you have to walk.
you have to.
You have to cross to the other side.
You know, like at train crossings where it's like, don't stand here. They
Yeah.
have it literally mapped out.
Yes,
Don't stand here.
that is really smart.
They
A
should-
yellow line.
Yep. Get out. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I can't believe you agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, it's happening more often than I would like.
And the opposite of that, have you ever had where like you're walking, like you're in within that 5 meters or even less zone of I'm about to cross, and someone just fucking blows right past. You're like, hello, hi. I was actually about to walk there.
Barry Kuglof.
My name's Barry Kuglof. I'm an important man. I wear a trench coat. You actually could have just killed me right now if I walked quicker. And they don't even slow down. They're like, they go over like about 60 kilometers an hour. I want to be like, that's what I want to do. Hands in the air. Excuse me. Am I alive or am I a ghost? Hello? God.
That's the funniest. I'm so passive aggressive.
I want to jot down their number plate and call the cops.
Totally.
Did they hit you? No, but like I was like totally about to cross.
I was walking. Now here's a question for you. How much do you care about, you know, when sometimes there's like two halves to the pedestrian crossing and you drive, like, you know, it's like,
Yes, I see.
there's like
what
two
you're saying.
lanes.
Yes, I see.
And you have started on one end and so you haven't hit the other end, so a car will go by.
Love that.
You think,
I love that.
you think that's a great
I think
loophole?
Yeah.
You don't think you should be offended?
No. Well, so
I
you've
think
passed the halfway threshold and the guy behind you zooms past your butt.
Hang on. Okay. How do I explain this? Well, visually for the watchers, you're going to get this. So, here is the pedestrian crossing. Okay? Shut up. And then one lane is coming and one lane is going. Okay? And you're here.
Yeah.
This really isn't audio. Sorry.
Oh.
But just...
They were pushing people to the YouTube page.
Okay, so you walk across
That's you.
and you're crossing one half the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
And this ahead of you,
Uh-huh.
you haven't reached the
Oh,
second
and they
lane.
go past.
And they go
Oh,
past.
I hate that.
See, so you're saying the other way. If you're
You've-
they're behind you.
You've walked past and this guy goes, ring. But yeah, ahead of you. I mean,
ahead of you.
that's
So I think that's illegal. I think it's the
punishable by
second
death.
someone's on the pedestrian,
Yeah.
no one should be driving.
no.
I'm getting that
No
all
one in
the
the world
time.
should be driving.
People are like, nah.
Really?
Yep. They go, whoop. And they go, you're not there yet, whoop.
That's flip the bird situation.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do that more.
Yeah. You go up yours, mate,
Yeah.
pal.
You bastard.
You brute.
You brute. That's the one.
That's the one.
You ding dong.
You goddamn. Okay.
Great quibbles from me. I'm coming in hot. I've
You're
done my
coming in
research.
hot. You've done it all. Okay, this is more of a story. I don't even know if I've told you this. Maybe I have.
Oh, fun.
Anyway, so I caught a couple trains in Melbourne. Not afraid to use their public transport system. And it seemed like in Melbourne there were a lot of, like, for lack of a better word, crazy people. A lot. Maybe because we're in the nicest suburb of all time, I don't see them here. Maybe they are in the city and Sydney. But, like, a lot of people were, like, they're just, like, you know, not all there. And you're like, am I going to get killed tonight? You know, they have that vibe, like, anything could happen. I had one when I was walking, like, from Richmond into the city, and this guy's just, like, he probably wasn't following me, but he was, like, right behind me for, like, 4 minutes. Like, I could feel him, like, right behind me, and he's, like, muttering to himself. He's angry. He's going, bullshit artist, which is really funny, by the way.
Funny.
I'm going to start calling people bullshit artists. He's going, bullshit artist, maggot, bullshit artist. I'm like, that's scary, like, to have that on your back for, like, 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's one situation. There was a couple other situations where, like, people on trams, like, this guy's, he was like peering over a lady's shoulder and like
Oh,
looking at her phone and like
No.
just getting real close to people. And anyway, so there was one guy on a train, and I got on the train. We got on the train at the same time, and he just seemed like, again, not all there and just like a bit scary. Tattoos. He had a skull ring. You know, he's sort of talking to himself. And then there were two African guys on the train as well, probably in their early 20s. And I was standing right next to them. Have I told you this?
No, but like, is he gonna be racist?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh.
And so I'm like, oh, I already thought that before what I saw next happened. Then, so the two African guys are talking to each other, and then this white guy who's scary is just looking at them,
No.
like staring him down. And I'm like,
And you can already tell.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even need to say anything. Like, the
Yeah.
vibe is like, why are you staring at these
yeah.
guys?
And I'm like, fucking hell. And I'm like, I'm always thinking in these scenarios, I'm like, God, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Am I going to be
You've done all this boxing training.
I
You've
know.
done
I'm like, am I going to be the guy that just stands there and just watches them get berated? Or will I do something? Who knows?
I think you'd do something.
Well, I guess we'll see. Anyway, and it's a long time, like the whole time, staring at him. I'm like, God, I'm so uncomfortable. And I don't think they noticed. I don't think they're looking at him. And like these African guys, one guy's mainly talking to the other African guy, and he's like sort of telling him things and talking. I don't know, it sounded interesting. I couldn't really hear what they were saying. Anyway, so the African guys go to get off the train, and they have to walk past this guy who's scary and who's muttering and stuff. And I'm like, fucking hell. And right as the African guys go to get off the train, the white guy goes up to one of the African young guys, puts his hand out and goes, mate, you're a great fucking teacher. Keep up the good work. And I was like, oh my God.
No.
I was not expecting that. Because like the one African guy was sort of like talking to this other guy, sort of telling him about things and teaching him certain things. And I was like, wow, I did not see that coming. And I will never judge a white man ever again. I will give
White
them the
guys
benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Yeah, the continuous call team and all white guys are fine from now on. But it was like,
What a kind of...
it was a
that's
crazy.
You told that story really well.
I'm going to
Damn.
get a prize.
That's your Melbourne show next year.
That's my Melbourne show. I'm going to stretch that story out for 15 minutes. So that was
That's so...
pretty
Because,
interesting.
like, regardless of, like, the race or tension or whatever the fuck was happening, like, if I just saw someone go up to someone and be like, you're an amazing...
Yeah.
That skill you do is amazing. That's so beautiful.
Yeah,
God damn. Fuck, so good to have some heartwarming stuff on here.
it's really nice. We needed it.
Now, I think it's time to wrap it up, Hearn.
Let's do it. I have a question for the Quibble heads.
Fucking oath. Let's end on that.
They can tell us in the group.
Which is your favorite member of the continuous group and why?
And why is it the big man? You can't go past the big man.
Go.
This is something we thought of the other day because we had was it a day off? What day was it?
I don't
Monday?
even know what
I
you're
don't
about
know.
to say.
Well, we just had. I wasn't working, and you weren't working for some reason, and we're like, "The world is our oyster. We can do anything today." And then we're like, "What the hell do we do?"
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like when the world is your oyster, but what do you do with that oyster?
Totally. The oyster's empty.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell do you do? Like, when
I-
you can do, you've got like an afternoon free, and it's like, what are the options? Movie, walk,
I thought you were like, war.
museum,
Yeah.
art gallery.
Laser tag, escape room.
Yeah, you were going for more of those.
Pizza parlor.
Pizza pie making
Haircut.
contest. Get a haircut somewhere.
Ice bath.
Yeah. It's like, and we
Yeah.
just went for a walk in Newtown
And it-
where we saw Barry Kuglof.
So it was all worth
So
it.
I guess it was worth it.
But yeah, that's a great question.
So what do you do?
What do you do? What are
So
your
I know
fun...
some people hike. I don't want to do that really.
Yeah.
And a hike is a whole day thing.
Yeah.
A hike is not
Just
an
like when you have an afternoon or a couple of hours, you always got to go to a class or some shit
Yeah.
that maybe doesn't require like being in a shop or buying something or like.
People are just probably going to say movies. We know movies, okay?
So no.
Don't suggest movies. For love
Well,
of
what
God.
about things to do when you're outside? Like,
yeah.
it was a nice day. I wanted to be outside.
Get a hacky sack. It is hard.
Well, can I tell you what's crazy is I have a bunch of lists of things to do alone with you, and there was nothing even from that. Isn't that crazy? Place to go alone, place to go with Ben, place to go with someone.
Wait, who's the someone? In brackets, the big man, it says.
Just like friend or whatever.
Yeah.
Non-romantic places to go. Do you want to read some?
Oh, yeah. Drive through cinema would be fun. I've never done that. A ghost tour, that could be fun. Magic show. Now that's... I feel like there aren't as many magic shows as there should be.
And again, these are...
And there should be magic open mic nights.
Totally.
I want to see like an open mic magician.
That would be so good. Yeah, where are they getting up?
Where
to
do
practice?
they learn?
Just at their family events.
Yeah.
But magic show, you couldn't do it in an afternoon or a couple hours. Any wuzzles.
Wait, there is a magic show we wanted to go to.
Yeah.
At the Stanford Hotel. It's like this old guy. What's his name? He had a funny name.
Oh my God.
And it's like a night of...
An evening
with canapes, and it's like $130. And we are desperate to do it.
Yeah, we just...
Maybe that should be top tier Patreon level. We take 2 Quibble heads to a
God.
magic show.
Dude, that's actually fucking sick.
That would actually be the best fucking time of all.
No, truly. The Stanford. Oh my God, that's really good. Well, yeah, if you can't already tell where...
And we'll just find it later and post it.
Yeah, okay.
He's a great looking fella.
He's so good, the Stanford. Forget it.
So that's that.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Quibbleini heads.
Thanks,
Love you. If you're not in the group, know that you can go to Facebook. It's called... What's it called? The Quibble Headquarters.
Private headquarters.
The Quibble Heads Private... Oh, boy.
What?
I don't remember what it's called.
Quibble Heads Private Headquarters.
Oh, well, that's it.
I've still got shows coming up in Sydney. 3 shows. Would love to see some Quibbleheads there. Hopefully just as good as the Melbourne Quibbleheads. Boy, they set a high bar.
Oh. Yeah, I'll be there for one of the shows. Can't tell you which one, but I'll be at one of them.
Yeah.
If that's of any interest to you.
She'll be hiding behind the curtain the whole time.
Very Kuglof by my side.
I think that's it.
All right. See ya.
See ya.